what you're going to hear me say will maybe appear out of character for me, but it's really not. I think I've used the same method of expressing myself, which is uniquely me, the whole time I've been on this platform and many other platforms. Nothing has really changed. Not drastically. Maybe some subtle things might be noticed by some, but for the most part, I'm the same. I don't change. And it's funny, odd that is, when you have standards and principles that you adhere to, people don't believe that you are the same person. Over time, when you deviate just a bit from it, but as long as the core values are still there, it makes a difference. So let me just cut to the chase. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to hit a little hard, not in a very long session here, but it's about black folks who are in positions of power, who are even maybe considered elite, and who are in governmental positions, and who are in local job capacities in local government. That's police officers, that's lawyers, that's judges, that's doctors, that's white collar workers just in general that are black, and that's the entertainers too, from sports to music, rap, poetry, theater, movies, stage, Broadway, whatever you want to call it. But all blacks who are in power, government especially. I've used this word before, and I know the definition and the dictionary definition of an ass. And an ass is an animal, 4 legs like a mule or donkey in that family. So I may use that term. And my question to all of those people, no one specific, but just generally speaking, why should we look up to these people as black folks? What have these people ever done to build up their own? Now, this may be controversial in someone's eyes, but I don't think it's controversial. It shouldn't be. Knowing that we are still disenfranchised as a people, black folks in America, and even the world, if you really get a magnifying glass and look at it, it's the world as well, but primarily here in America, since this is where we are, still disenfranchised, still the largest group of people in prison, in jail in this country, black folks, still the least preferred to be hired on a job above a white or anyone else of equal skill. We can have the same education. We can be matched evenly with our other ethnic groups, as it were, and still not get the job. I'm not talking about exceptions, and those exceptions are few and far between. But for the most part, still get arrested, still get harassed while walking, while being black, driving while being black, shot while being black by officers of the law in disproportion for doing really nothing wrong at all, just because. So now that I've said that, my question is, all of these black leaders, why don't you speak out? Now, I have this channel here, and as much as lie within me, I try to speak on every subject that I possibly can, that I can relate to, that we deal with as human beings across the board, irrespective of race, color, or creed. And in this particular instance, I'm talking about us. So, what about the blacks that are in power, in position that I just spoke of? Why haven't they helped our cause? So, again, I asked the question, why haven't they helped the cause? But I want to qualify something real quick, because someone is probably going to try to weigh in and make the statement, you have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and black people don't want to work and all of this other stuff. I'm not talking about none of that. That's the topic for maybe another session or another day and so forth. I'm talking about the fact that we, black folks, and I'm not going to say people of color, even though it's happened to the Asians in the railroads in America, building the railroads or the rail system in this country, and the blacks who built this country. Why is it that black folks, once they get into power, they forget about the cause? All black folks. They do. And it's all about self then. It's all about me or my family trying to rise to the top at the exclusion of the rest of the people. And what I mean by that exclusion is to say that you have money, you're not vocal about the atrocities that's still carried out against black folks in America and even the world. You're not vocal. You're afraid of retribution. You're afraid of backlash. You're afraid of losing your job, your position, your home, your salary, if you speak on the issues that are right in front of us. Why is this? We don't speak loud enough. Actually, we as the people are whispering, and some of us are standing in the shadows and do absolutely nothing at all and have no intention on doing anything at all to help the cause. Those of you black folks who are in position, the U.S. economy benefits over $1 trillion from black dollars. They do. We give our money to everybody, every nationality, except blacks, our own. We do. We spend money on drugs and alcohol, continuing to enrich those industries, and even the medical care system, building their wealth for hundreds of generations. And we can hardly blink at our own and give a helping hand hiring blacks in your own business, teaching and educating other blacks who didn't make it, who have the potential to perhaps create other businesses and then subsequently jobs for maybe black children, black adults, men and women. What are we doing? Now, who am I talking about? Who is doing? The rap industry, these people make millions of dollars. The R&B industry, music, they make millions and billions of dollars. They're not putting anything into black education. No one's sounded a trumpet. None. And I've got to touch on the black church. This is not beating up on all black churches, but it's the vast majority of black churches. They're pretty much silent when it comes to a black person getting killed by a cop. Unwarranted. Unlawfully killed by a cop. I'm not talking about justifiable killings. Where's the black Baptist ministers and all these folks? Other than Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump, who I consider not a black person that represents me. Are you speaking loud enough, Al and Benjamin, about the black cause and struggle, or are you just reaping in some money? You see, we're going to go deeper down this rabbit hole. And the reason I'm not going deep right now is because of where I am and my time constraints. But we're going to go down this rabbit hole, and some folks are not going to like what I'm going to say. Because so-called black leaders are just what I said, so-called. First of all, we don't need a black leader. We all need to be leaders that just happen to be black and for our cause. We need to build our own businesses. Some of us are afraid. We need to create our own jobs. Some of us are afraid. You better come off of that. You better stand up and speak loud and be black and proud like James Brown said. Say it loud. We don't have to start a revolution. Quietly, as subdued as it is right now, there is a revolution. But people are whispering during this revolution. It's the barbershop talk. We need to do more. We've got Snoop Dogg, Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, Cat Williams, Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James. And I can go on and on and on and on and on. Tiger Woods. All of these black folks that are not doing anything to enrich the black struggle. And it's a shame that we have to still say struggle. But it is what it is. And while it is what it is, we have to learn how to navigate within that struggle. But we have to be unified to do that. All of these little pockets are, one guy on this part of the earth has a notion that, hey, we need to get together. And another guy on another part of the earth or the planet, we need to get together. And then various other little pockets. We need to get all of our minds together on one accord and start seeking justice. What's rightfully ours. This is not a conspiracy theory. What's rightfully ours that's been taken away from us. It's been taken. I sort of scathed the surface, but I hope you get what I'm saying. The next video, and I don't know how soon I'm going to make the next video as it relates to this one, maybe a part 2 if you want to call it that. It's going to be long. It's not going to be pretty at all, but it's going to be the truth. And the truth is what liberates or frees us. But unfortunately, some people have been in the shadows so long, they've been complacent so long, they become comfortable in their position. I'm talking about black folks. And I'm talking about black folks in position. Don't disturb the water. Don't make any waves. Leave things as it is. You silly fool. Leave what as it is? Your nice paycheck that you receive every week or two, your salary, your plush palace where you live in. You know what I know? This is what I know. I believe in karma. I believe that you do reap what you sow. And just because it's not happening to you right now doesn't mean that it's not coming. So whatever you do in this particular video, I'm talking about blacks in power. Whatever you do, good or bad, you're going to pay for it. There's a consequence. Now, you might think everything is smooth sailing right now, but the stuff is going to hit the fan, and guess what? I don't care who you work for or under or with that's not black, that's calling the shots. At the end of the day, you're going to find out. And many can attest to this. At the end of the day, you're going to find out. It doesn't matter who you are, what your title is, and what your name is, and what your position is. At the end of the day, they're still going to see you as black. And you're going to be treated as such, the same as our ancestors were and still are. That was it for now. Just for now. I'm going to table it. But more is coming. Take care.